Hi, my name is Luis Rees, and this video is for my final project for Programming Fundamentals. I am going to be discussing a little bit about my animation I've been working on for the past semester called Unfortunate Dave. Unfortunate Dave is this little guy right here. I'm going to be giving you an overview of what it took to create this little character and all the functions I've given him. So let's get started. Right here are my global variables, which are X position, Y position. If I move either one, the whole character moves simultaneously instead of just moving one piece at a time, which is very convenient. My limb state is in which limb state this character is in, but right now he's on stop state, or as I like to call it, a stop. And the moon is actually the x-axis for this moon right here, the draw moon. I put it right here, and on the draw function I add 0.5 to it, so it creates this loop that gives the illusion of movement. On the setup function, I put in a heading and I called it animation. It says right here. And added 3 buttons, which each of them has their own different functions, which are stand, don't move, or run. The restart function, which is stand, makes Dave completely stop and have the angle degrees to 0, which just renders him standing still. The start function just makes him run, as you can see. It makes him move and puts his states into forward and back. The stop function just stops him in mid-stride, like so. His animation completely stops. It doesn't reset, it just stops right there. So there you go. The draw loop, the draw world. And it's very simple, really. I just added a rectangle for the ground, which I filled it out with green, and the background is some sort of maybe blue, and put in some text to inform the viewer who Unfortunate Dave is, or this character's name is. The draw moon, here it is, simple ellipse with the moon glow variable. The character, very simple, has simple arcs and rectangles and arcs. You can see right here, very simple. I layered one thing after the other. I put the shapes that are farther away first, and then the things that go over the main shapes next. The draw left function, the reason I didn't include all the limbs with the main character was because I want them to have their own individual movements, so I separated them so they'll be independent and wouldn't just mirror each other exactly. As you can see right here, the draw right and the draw left, the only thing they have different besides slight distances from the body is the angle degrees. The angle degrees for the right is positive, whereas the angle degree for the left is negative. So if the right limb is moving forward, the left limb is going backwards, and that creates the illusion of walking, which that's what I was aiming for. Here's the limb forward, limb back. If limb state equals limb forward, and angle degrees, which in the beginning is 0, if it's lesser or equal to limb max, it's forward. What? Yes. And if angle degree equals max, if it reaches to that point, it reverts back to limb back. Okay, so limb back equals function. Limb state, if it equals back, and also the angle degree is less or equal to limb mid, which is 60, then the limb state equals forward. Now for the draw function. Put in a simple background. I drew the moon on top of the background so that you won't see a line just like scrolling down the sky. And I added so that every frame the moon gained 0.5 on its x-axis, so that it continuously keeps on moving to the left. To the right. And if the moon reaches 460, it resets and goes off the screen into -100, and it continues the loop until it passes the border and starts a new loop. Number of steps. This doesn't have any meaning. Like, I couldn't figure out how to make it work, so I'll remove that later. And limb state equals forward. If the limb state equals move, the angle degrees gains 5 for every frame. So if you press run, it gains and loses, and gains and loses 5 each frame. And if I click it, this doesn't matter anymore. I have the buttons to do that, so yes. Thank you.